What's up, babes, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are new here, I am TracyJvmes. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. And of course, to my babes and my bae watchers who have shown up for me yet again, thank you guys so much for being here. And as promised, I'm giving you guys my very first story time. As you guys can already see by the title of the video, what we're gonna be getting into tonight. Yes, your boy was set up by his friends. Not just any old friend, his best friends at that. So if you want to hear about this story, you know what to do, just keep on watching. Okay, babes, let's run this story all the way down. So we're gonna rename these people for the purpose of this video. So we're gonna say the ringleader of this whole setup gate. We're gonna call her Marsha. And my best friend, who I thought we were gonna be friends to the end of our days, we're gonna call her Trish. And my other friend, who was also a best friend of mine, we're gonna call her Cynthia. Okay, so me, Marsha, Trish, and Cynthia. I think those are the names I said, but those are the names. So me, Marsha, Trish, and Cynthia, we went to this huge festival that goes on in Savannah. I don't know if it's still going on, but it's this huge festival called Orange Crush, and basically all the HBCUs in the surrounding areas and from all over come to Tybee Islands for the weekend or the week to celebrate spring break. So around Orange Crush is always my birthday. So this was probably, I think this was towards the end of our senior year, yeah, because it was definitely getting ready to graduate. So April 2015, I was turning 18 years old, and I had been seeing the flyers about Orange Crush the year prior, and I was like, y'all, we really need to go to Orange Crush. Like, this stuff looks so lit. We need to go. So we was like, all right, you know what, we gonna go. So Marsha mom ended up renting us a rental car. And so I was like, okay, cool, boom, we put all our money together, we booked our hotel, we skipped school. Child, that's a whole nother story, honey. That we almost didn't graduate because of this. Our principal was petty boots. She literally was gonna make it to where we could not graduate because we skipped school to go celebrate my birthday. And mind you, it was like we left on like a Thursday, so we only missed Thursday and Friday of school. But anyway, that's besides the point. So me, Marsha, Trish, and Cynthia, we headed on down to Savannah. You know, everything was good, vibes was great, everybody was getting along. Boom, we made it to Savannah that evening / night. So we didn't do nothing the first night. We were just hanging out in the hotel room, vibing, laughing, having a good old time. So the next day it was time to go get our outfits because we didn't go shopping prior to. So we went to the mall, and this is when the energy started to shift. You know, when you go out of town and your money ain't really right, you got an attitude already. You already feeling like, you know, why we gotta do this, why we gotta do that, you know, I don't want to spend no money type vibe. Mind you, we was teenagers. I don't think all of us had jobs at the time. I know I had a job, baby. I had my money, okay? But, you know, it was to be expected that we didn't really have a lot of money. We was like, you know, just spur of the moment. We finna go have a good time or whatever. So it really wasn't a big deal to me. But the girls. So you got Marsha and Trish. They're teaming up. They're two peas in a pod. And then you got Cynthia over here who... baby, her mouth is reckless and she doesn't care who she's talking to. She's gonna say what she wanna say. So somehow they end up getting into it. I really don't remember what happened specifically. Mind you guys, this was 10 years ago. 10 years. So they end up getting into it. Now I'm in the middle, right? So we go back to the hotel room and I'm like, what's up with the energy? Like, what's going on? Why y'all being funny towards Cynthia? They end up flipping it on me, getting pissed off at me because I'm taking up for Cynthia. But I'm like, you know, like, we're here together. I can't just leave her by herself. Like, we all friends. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So energy was messed up. So it was time to go to the beach day, and we was getting dressed or whatever. Energy is all off. So somehow Marsha and Trish, they went off on their own, and me and Cynthia went off on our own. We was separate the whole day. Child, an incident happened on the beach where somebody was, and all chaos broke loose. So I'm like, oh my God, where y'all at? What's going on? Are y'all okay? Blah, blah, blah. Like, we need to get stick together. Like, this is just too much. Like, let's link up. Come on, like, let's get back together. Let's get this trip going. Like, it's my birthday. What are we doing? Why are we fighting on my birthday? And it ain't even got nothing to do with me. So energy was still off. We end up getting back together. We going back to the hotel room. Now we're getting ready for all the events, all the parties. We getting dressed. Like, me and Cynthia, we like, you know what, man, we finna turn up. Like, I ain't got time to be dealing with nobody attitude. It's my birthday. Like, it should be about me. Cynthia was like, we here to celebrate you. You know, I ain't worried about that. So we like, bump it. We finna go out. We all go out. So we get to the club or whatever, and they taking their precious time getting out the car. Mind you, the line was blowed. So it was like, are y'all coming? Like, what's going on? They was like, y'all can just go ahead without us. Like, we gonna get in line. We gonna come, blah, blah, blah. So me and Cynthia like, all right, cool. Like, we ain't finna like, girl, we finna get in line. So we had already been drinking, getting lit. Mind you, we was 18 years old, child. I do not condone underage drinking. Don't do it, don't do it. But we were being irresponsible, we were being grown, and we were doing the most. So me and Cynthia, I'm the type of person where I know how to sober up real quick. Like, especially when I'm around people I don't know, I get this together real quick. Cynthia, on the other hand, is a lightweight, baby. She weighed about 100 pounds. She tore up to the flow up. So we end up getting in the club. Soon as we get in the club, they standing out there, like, getting ready to come in, and they looking at us like pissed off that we got in the club. So we like, come on, like, come in, what's going on? They attitude ill. For some reason, they couldn't get in. I don't know if they couldn't figure out the ID situation or something like that. I don't know what happened. Because me and Cynthia, we were already 18. And I think Trish was 18 too, but Marsha wasn't 18 yet. So I think she was the reason why, like, everybody couldn't get in. So of course, you know, Trisha wasn't gonna leave Marsha by herself. So I'm like, okay, you know, whatever, like, whatever. So then I was like, you know what, no, we can't separate, like, especially not tonight. Like, we in the club, they outside, like, okay, we gotta figure it out. Somehow Cynthia ended up getting away from me. She done went in the party by herself. It's a whole bunch of grown men, Greek men in college in here looking for girls. So I'm like, oh my God, I done lost Cynthia. Like, we gotta figure this out. So I was like, okay, I'll be right back. I was telling him, like, I'll be right back. I gotta go get Cynthia. So they thinking I'm like lying. I'm just trying to go in the party and turn up. But like, I really was trying to go find her because I'm like, nothing can happen to her. Her mom, baby, if something was to happen to Cynthia, baby, World War III would break loose with her mom and her family. So I was like, I don't care what y'all talking about. I gotta go get this girl because she is belligerent and by herself. So I'm all in the party. It was so many people. Mind you, oh my God, if I would have went with the right people, when I tell you, we would have had a time of our life. It was so lit. And I'm like, oh my God, I just want to have fun. And now I'm in the middle of this bull crap. So I'm trying to find Cynthia, trying to find Cynthia. I finally find her. I'm like, girl, we gotta go. She was like, why we gotta go? I don't wanna go. So I knew then, oh shit, it's gonna be some shit. So I'm like, girl, we gotta go. They can't get in. She was like, well, we can stay. I'm like, no, we gotta go. Like, we gotta go. Cause we, like, at this point, I don't even wanna party no more. I wanna party, but I can't because I'm being pulled in two different directions. So she was like, oh, okay, whatever, blah, blah. So we leave. So she in the car, she ill, she mad, which I don't blame her because I'm like, we here to have fun. Like, what is going on? And we all just would have stuck together. We could have all got in with no problems. So we get back to the hotel, boom, we all go at it. We arguing, we running each other down. So it was time to go back home. We all went our separate ways. Luckily for us, in the hotel room, it had like a little big common area where the couch turned into a bed, and then it was like the beds on the other side. So I was like, y'all could just have the beds on the other side. Me and Cynthia, we gonna sleep in the front, like, whatever. Like, I'm ready to go at this point. So it was time to go back home the next day. I think it was there for like 2 days, I believe. I think it was just the weekend. We got there Thursday night. We stayed there Thursday night. We stayed there Friday, and then we stayed there Saturday. So I'm probably skipping over some stuff, but I'm just really trying to get to the point of the whole setup thing. But anyway, so we leave Sunday morning. We going back, car ride back, quiet as hell. Everybody pissed off. I'm mad. I'm irritated. I'm like, I want to get this over with. Let's just get this 5-hour drive over with. 6 hours, however many hours it was. Let's just get back to Alabama because I'm ready. I'm done with y'all. Like, I'm done. So it's time to go back to school. We already dealing with the drama of our principal, trying to figure out where we was. We seen y'all on social media. Y'all was out of town. And what's so crazy is that one of our other friends, we're gonna call her Kendra. Kendra was supposed to go, but her mama went with the ish. Her mama wouldn't let her go nowhere. So her mama ended up telling the principal where we was at and having Kendra show her all of our posts that we making on social media where we at. So we couldn't even lie about where we was because our principal already know. And our principal was real messy. She was all for drama and being in the mix of teenager stuff. Like, she was for it. So she was so happy to see where we was and come up with her plot to make us not graduate, telling our teachers to give us F's for like the whole semester, just doing the most. And our class is the reason why she ended up getting fired and having to go to another school. Because let me tell you something, our parents didn't play with her. Them other classes let her get away with that stuff. Our parents didn't play the radio, baby. We went to the board of education on her like, you cannot make us not graduate because we didn't come to school for 2 days. Like, girl, goodbye. We're seniors. It's the month before we graduate. What are you talking about? So that's a whole nother story. All right, so fast forward, boom, you know, we get to the point where we don't have to come to school no more. So the last week before we don't have to come to school as seniors, we get into it. No, Cynthia and Marsha get into it so bad, like going at it. And me being the friend that I am, I was trying to get in the middle of it and figure out what was going on. But Marsha ended up starting to say some slick stuff to me. So now it was me and Cynthia versus Marsha. So we going at it, we arguing, you know, we doing the most, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I'm done with this. I'm done. Like, this is so stupid. This is petty. And I knew then that high school friendships are so temporary because my friendships were all falling apart right before my eyes. And it was just like, these are not meant to be the people that go into the next chapter with me, clearly, because we're falling out over nothing. Like, I literally can't even tell you why we was mad at each other. So boom, anyway, we graduate, you know, everything is good. So I'm like reflecting, like, oh my God, like, I'm really gonna miss them. Like, let's make this right. Like, come on, y'all, like, let's get it together. Like, we really finna go off and be adults. We're not gonna see each other no more. We've been friends since 6th grade. Let's fix this. So I reach out to Trisha, which is my close friend. Me and her, we was good. Like, once we got back to school, we was good. She was in the middle between me and Marsha, so I understood she couldn't really speak too much about it. But I'm like, girl, we really best friends. Like, let's be for real. But she was in the middle. So I'm like, you know, Trisha, reach out to Marsha. Let's make this right. Let's fix this, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm like, okay, you know, we're gonna fix it, blah, blah, blah. Child, right before we supposed to be fixing things, that's when my daddy called me about the whole, your friends have been talking about you to your uncle at church. So I'm like, are you serious? The moment I'm trying to fix this, like, this go and do this to me. So, you know, I was pissed. I was ill. I sent her the longest. I was like, how dare you do this to me? Like, what, like, all of this stuff that we've been through as friends, like, you really gonna take the most vulnerable thing and vulnerable part of my life and expose that to my family that you know I'm not close with and use that as a target against me? Like, really, you must really hate me that bad. And she tried to play it down. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna ask my mama about it. Maybe my mama said something. But I'm like, how your mama know? I ain't told your mama. Why you telling your mama? I ain't even told my mama yet. So anyway, we fall out about that. But at the end, I'm like, you know what? We still gonna try to fix it. Like, let's fix it. So it was like, one thing we all bonded over was going to the pool. So there was this apartment complex in Auburn, like close to where we're from, where we would always go to the pool. So it was like real late at night. So I go pick Trish up, and then I go pick up Marsha, and then we go to the pool. Mind you, I got my little sister with me, because I always used to take my little sister with me everywhere I go, because I used to have to look after her when my mom and them was at work. So my little sister probably was like in the 9th grade around this time. So she was old enough to kind of be in the mix a little bit, because we weren't really doing nothing crazy. So I was like, you know, she gotta come with me. I can't leave her at home. Like, she was already being grown anyway. So I'm like, no, you coming with me. So we all go to the pool, and the energy was just off. Like, it felt so tense. And I was like, I literally was, my spirit was so uneasy. And they were on their phones the whole time. Trish and Marsha, they on their phones the whole time. Like, we supposed to be in the pool having fun. They sitting on the little beach chairs, lounging, you know, not really engaging. Me and my sister in the pool, they on their phone the whole time. So I'm like, okay, I'm paying it dust for a little while, but I'm like, you know what? Because who y'all talking to? Like, why are we not fixing this, so to speak? This is why we're here. So I was like, you know what, y'all, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, so I'm just ready to go. I didn't say the energy, and I was just, I'm ready to go. It was like, oh no, like, let's just wait a little bit longer. Like, let's just wait. And when they did that, I'm like, something ain't right. I'm ready to go. I was like, we're leaving. Like, I was like, no, we're leaving. Like, get your stuff, we're leaving. I drove, we're in my car, we're leaving. So we leave. They was like, okay, can you go to Sonic's? Like, we want some food. Like, let's go get some food, blah, blah, blah. So we go to Sonic, right? So we ordering our food. You know, they stalling, taking their time. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are they like, what is happening? So we're leaving Sonic's, right? These two boys that were in our class, they don't even deserve a name, but these two boys that was in our class, like one of the boys I had always had it out with, like literally since he came to our school in like 7th grade, we never was cool. We always was at odds with each other. The other boy was just a follower, and he just, you know, blew wherever the wind blew, honey. So he was just doing this because he just wanted to be a part of something. So we're leaving Sonic's, and I see them pulling up behind me, and then they park because I'm on the hill. Like, so it was like Sonic's was right here, and then the hill to go out to the main highway was here. So they park in Sonic's parking lot on the edge, and I just see them running towards my car, full force. And I'm like, what the? So something just told me to go. So I just pulled off. And when I turned around, I looked at Trisha like, what was that? She was like, like mad. And then they turn around and look at each other and start smiling. And they was like, why you pull off? I'm like, you didn't see how they was just running up to the car? I'm like, oh, y'all just tried to set me up. At this point, I'm going in. I'm like, y'all just tried to set me up. What is this? What is this? I was like, I don't trust y'all, blah, blah, blah. I'm going in. So I'm driving Marsha back home. I'm like, girl, you got to get up out of my car. Go. So I drop her off. Me and Trisha go back to my house, and I'm going in on Trisha. Like, how dare you? Like, you let this girl set me up? Like, what's going on? And she ain't have nothing to say. Nothing. So that's how I knew it was true. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever, boom. I say, all right, Trish, I'm gonna take you home. Take her home, fast forward, summer is over, we're getting ready to go out to college. So I was going to Alabama A&M University. Me and Trisha was supposed to go to Alabama A&M University, but I can't remember if she came or if she didn't come. And the other friend was going to Alabama State. So they was having all these parties, of course, like back to school parties or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the back to school parties at Alabama State. And so I ended up going with another friend. So like time had passed by, we haven't spoken about it or nothing. So I ended up seeing Marsha at the party, and I believe Trisha was there too. So we in the party, we all turning up, you know, I'm like, whatever, it's whatever. Like, I ain't tripping about it no more. Like, I really had let it go, honestly, because everybody was trying to make it seem like I was crazy for thinking that was a setup. But I'm like, I'm not crazy. That was a setup. Like, why else would they be running towards my car, like, aggressively pulling on my door? Like, why would they be doing that if they wasn't trying to fight me? Like, let's be for real. Like, they wasn't trying to really just get in the car. Like, why are you running full force? If anything, you would have been like, hey, like, we over here, come over here. You wouldn't be running towards my car, pulling on my car, though. You was trying to jump me. Like, be for real. So we get to the party at Alabama State. It's a house party or whatever. So we all in the party turning up. So Marsha is in front of me, right? This girl was slinging her hair literally so hard in front of me. And it ended up hitting me in my face. And I was like, what is going on? So I was like, girl, what? So she was like, oh, my bad. Like, then so all of a sudden, she just had like this panic attack. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God, I can't breathe. Let's go outside. So we go outside, and I'm like, what's going on? Immediately, she up and alert on the phone. I'm like, oh no, this is another setup. I'm out. I was like, I'm finna go. She was like, can you please give me a ride back to my dorm? Because I'm trying to figure out where my friends at, and they not texting back, and I just need a ride back to my dorm. I'm like, okay, whatever, because I'm that type of person. I'm not gonna leave you stranded. I'm like, okay, whatever, going against my better judgment still, but God is still covering me throughout all of this. He just basically showing it to me in sequence. Like, I done told you one time. Now this is my second time. I gotta tell you again. Listen, I can't save you. So the second time, it was getting more intense. Like the discernment was eating away at me. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm dropping her off and I'm leaving. We're not stopping, we're not talking. You getting out the car and I'm gone. We get to her dorm room, whatever, or her dorm building, and she like stalling and got the car. I'm like, all right, girl, we finna go. Like, I gotta go back to Noticeaga, which is where I'm from, which was like maybe 45 minutes away from Alabama State. I'm like, girl, we gotta go. Like, I gotta go on the road, you know, gotta go. Bye. And she's like, can you just wait for my friends to get here? Because I don't want to go in the building by myself. Girl, it's a dorm room. You act like you're at a hotel. You act like you're out of the country. This is your college. Why you don't want to go in the building by yourself? I was like, no, we gotta go. We gotta go. When I tell you, she was ill with me, because I'm like, girl, why do you want me to stay? We haven't even been talking. Like, why do you want me to stay? Why do you want us to stay? So she got ill, so I knew then it was another setup. So when she was leaving, I had my windows down, and she was like, she was singing something, and it was just like, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna give up. And I'm like, oh, this girl really got it out for me. Like, she really not gonna stop until something happens to me. Like, she really wants something to happen to me. So yeah, that was basically how I literally got set up, not once, but twice, by my friends, and they were all in cahoots to set me up. And for so many years, people tried to make it seem like I was crazy, that wasn't that. I'm like, you can't tell me what I felt. You can't tell me that wasn't a setup, because why else would this be happening like this? Why else would I be having these strong feelings about this if it's not a setup? Why would you be so mad that I pulled off if it wasn't a setup? If your plan of it didn't go through, you're mad because your plan didn't go through. You tried to set me up and you thought you was gonna get through to me, but you didn't. And after that second chance, I cut both of them off, never spoke to them again, vowed to never speak to them again, vowed to never look at them. It's been 10 years from now, I'm over it, I'm past it, but I would never trust anybody I went to school with. I just will not. I can't. Like, a lot of people ain't do nothing to me, but I know that circle still runs tight where we're from, and I just was like, I'm good. Like, I ain't got nothing against y'all. I wish y'all the best, but I would never be in the mix, because for you to do that to me, not once but twice, that really means you don't like me. That really means you got it out for me. So why would I ever be around you? Why would I ever want to be in your mix? And you tried so hard to make it seem like that wasn't the case, but you know it was, because your excuses didn't make sense. So I'm like, you know what, I'm done with this. This is it. So I haven't spoken to anybody I've graduated with, probably maybe one person, in over 10 years, literally 10 years, and don't want to. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm living my life, all is well, ain't got nothing against nobody, bygones be bygones. But yeah, child, they tried to set me up twice, honey. But baby, let me tell you something, God's hand on my life would never allow something like that to happen to me, because I don't deserve that, and I didn't deserve that. So yeah, y'all, that was my story time and how I got set up. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about this story. This is a true story. I know this series of events were probably kind of all over the place, and I probably got some timelines mixed up, because mind you guys, this was 10 years ago. So it might be a little bit all over the place, but you get the point. Me and my friends fell out. I'm thinking we finna make up. Child, they like, no, we finna get him. We finna set him up. We don't like what he did. We don't like some of the things he said in the argument. We finna get, because I'm like, it had to be because we was arguing and we was going at each other heads. But child, you exposed me to my uncle. What you thought I was gonna say? Like, you really thought I was gonna be like, oh girl, no. Why would you do that to me? So I don't really know what's the reason why they had it off of me that bad. I would love to, well, actually I don't want to know, and I don't care, because when you had the opportunity to tell me what I did to you so wrong, you could have just said that to me and been like, I don't mess with you no more, but you really wanted to see me hurt and down bad, and it didn't work, because all you had to do was communicate. But that's whatever. That's my story time, y'all. I know we talked about me releasing my first time and the reason why me and my ex broke up. Don't worry, those story times are coming. Just stay tuned for that. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like I said, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this story. Have you ever been set up by a friend? Have you ever been betrayed by a friend that you thought was a friend? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you were new here, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Join the family. And to my babes and my bae watchers, you already know how I feel about y'all. I love y'all so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the story time, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for another weekly vlog, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, babes. Mwah.